What's up, guys? Happy rainy gross. It's a Friday today. I don't know when I'm gonna upload it. Probably not today because I just uploaded a video yesterday. Excuse me. But it's Friday. I got done with work. I worked out. I went to the grocery store. I meal prepped. So I am not doing fancy for this video. This is me, like, hair up, no makeup, gross favorite sweatshirt, and you know what? It is what it is. This is what you're gonna get. So what we are doing today is I am going to share with you, because I got my macros yesterday, my first week, meal prep and grocery haul and meal prep. I guess that's probably the better way to say it, but I'm going to share that with you. So I just got back from the grocery store this morning. I'm going to share with you what I got and kind of walk you through my whole meal prep process. So here we go. And Odie. Hi, Odie. Oh, gosh, you are so flippin' cute. Okay, so meal prep stuff. First and foremost, let's start over here. Well, I got poop bags, but that's besides the point. So, first off, I found these awesome salmon burgers at Pick and Save. I think it's a Wisconsin store, but Kroger is the same thing. So, I'm trying to hold the camera and focus this with one hand, and it's not working. Alright, there we go. So, macros are pretty good on it, 130 calories. It is salmon. Salmon's a little fattier, a little more fatty. I don't know how you'd say that. So it does have 7 grams of fat, but 16 grams of protein. So you know what? I'm okay with it. One meat source that's a little more fatty than the others is not a big deal. I've got ground turkey here. This was on sale. That's why I bought it, because it was just cheaper. I don't normally buy the Genio brand. Normally I buy something a little more high class, but it was cheap. It was on sale. So you know what? I don't care. Then, looking over here, the bulk of my purchase today was produce. So, I got a ton of apples. I am a big, Gala apples are my favorite. I love Gala? I don't know how you say that, but I love these. So, I have apples. What else we got? Broccoli. So, what I'm going to be doing with the broccoli is I already had chicken breasts in my freezer. And I actually already have some prepped up in containers and ready to go. But the broccoli is going to go with the chicken breasts I already have, and some rice that's already prepped up in my refrigerator. And then I have got sweet potatoes. I'm only going to be eating about a third of these because sweet potatoes are flippin' huge. So I'm only going to eat about a third of these, but this is going to go with the salmon burgers and the Brussels sprouts that I have in another bag. They're buried down here somewhere. Yeah. Bunch of Brussels sprouts. They come in packages of they're $1.99 for a little baggy thingy. So I got 2 of them. I'm not very good at this, so I apologize. So, Brussels sprouts. Then, the other produce I got was asparagus, because I love asparagus. So, I'm going to take about 4 ounces of asparagus and 6 ounces of the ground turkey and kind of, my bracelet is caught, and kind of brown the ground turkey while the asparagus is cooking, and I'll explain all of that later. And then I'm putting some of the, I think I say and then a lot, but that's okay. Then I've got this sugar-free barbecue sauce. I accidentally just paused my camera. So I've got this sugar-free barbecue sauce. I know you can buy it at Walmart. It's a little pricey, but it's worth it. So normal barbecue sauce has so much sugar in it, and this is a little more macro friendly. So this only has 10 calories, whereas normal barbecue sauce usually has anywhere between 45 to 90 I've seen. And it is sugar free, so that is awesome. This stuff I would highly recommend. I cannot tell the difference between this stuff and the not sugar free stuff. And then 2 more things I got in here. Picked up some rice cakes because you just never know when you're going to need rice cakes. I like to put them with peanut butter. I like to take protein powder and put a little bit of water so it forms like a thick paste and spread it on top of rice cakes. It's just a really good, it feels like you're getting a treat. So Kroger brand of that, and because I must be the only anomaly in the world, I have a really hard time getting carbs. So because I have such a hard time getting carbs, I literally bought Twizzlers so that I could hit my carb macro for the day. Because when I logged, when I log what I normally eat in a day, like my carbs are way under where they should be. So Twizzlers are very low in fat. This is really reflecting. They only have 0.5 grams of fat, but they have 27 grams of carbs in 3 pieces. So this right here is just going to be kind of like a carb bomb for me, just so I can get what I need in for the day. So that is my grocery shopping. I think this cost me roughly around 50 bucks with the poop bags. But what I'm going to be doing is I will bear with me. Oh, I'm going to start meal prepping, and I'll kind of talk you through my whole process, basically as to how I get from point A to point B. So, that being said, I've got actually quite a bit of stuff I have to do before I meal prep. So, Odie, right here. Odie, say goodbye. What do you think, Odie? Why are you so cute? Guys, so I am back. It is a lot later in the day than I thought it was going to be, but I just stepped on my dog's foot. I'm about to start my meal prep. I'm not gonna lie to you, this might be a little confusing because I am going to be prepping 3 different meals at once, but the way that I'm going to try to edit the video together is so that they are all so that you can see the process of one meal at once. So if you're bouncing back and forth between meals, you might see like an extra pan on the stove here or there, or something like that. So first one that I'm starting off with is, wash my hands. I have these salmon burgers that I actually picked up at Pick and Save, which is, I know I said earlier, it's a Wisconsin local brand, but it's also Kroger. So if you have Kroger stores around you, they're the same thing. These will be there. Oh, it looks like I set the box in water and I punched a hole through it. This is not the most efficient way to open the box, but I'm going to do it anyways. I've actually gotten these burgers on multiple different occasions, and they're really good. I gotta grab a scissors. They're super good for what they are macro-wise. So what I'm just going to do is pan fry a bunch of these. I let these defrost for far too long, but that's okay. I've got 6 of these that I'm going to pan fry, and this is going to actually be my dinner tonight, as well as meals for the next, maybe not necessarily the next 5 days in a row, but 5 days. So that is what this is. So the next thing I'm meal prepping is probably one of the most basic meal preps in the entire world, but it's actually pretty good. So what I have here is about 3 pounds of ground turkey, and this is 817 grams of asparagus. I don't know how much that is in ounces, you guys. I just started using stuff in grams because it's a little more accurate. So what I've got is this ginormous pot right here. See if I can throw this in here without making a mess. Oh, look at that. So what I'm going to do is turn this guy on low and let it sit for a while. Just kind of begin to brown the ground beef. My lid is broken. But I'm going to start to brown the ground beef, and once that gets brown, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to drop all the asparagus in, and I'll throw a little bit of water in with it as well so that the asparagus can kind of boil while it's cooking. But the way that it's been a long week. So the asparagus will kind of boil while the ground beef is browning. So that's what that is. So between that and the salmon patties, I just have one more thing that I have to meal prep, I think. So yeah, I'll get back to you. So I just started thinking about it, and I realized that these meal preps are so far intertwined that there's going to be no way in God's green earth that I'm going to be able to like show you a full recipe from start to end without like throwing some other stuff in the, from different recipes in the middle. So I think what I'm actually going to end up doing, and thank you for bearing with me through all of this, is posting the recipes down in the comments for you, or the combinations, or whatever you want to call them. Just because, I mean, I got a lot going on here, and I'm like cutting vegetables for this meal prep and that meal prep and the other one, and yeah, you'll see what I mean at the end. So all the recipes are down there in the comments. I try to keep them separated, you guys. I'm sorry. Alright folks, so I'm finishing up the last little bit of my meal prep with my ground turkey and asparagus, and I know it doesn't look like anything special. I might have overcooked the asparagus a little bit, but that's fine. But it'll taste good, and that's the thing that a lot of people struggle with when it comes to meal prepping. I've had this conversation with my clients a lot, is that your meal prep doesn't have to be fancy. Like, it doesn't have to look like a 5-star meal from some fancy restaurant in New York City. Excuse me. As long as it's something that fuels your body and gets your body the nutrients that you need, it's not necessary to be crazy over the top. Plus, this is going to taste delicious. So what I have here is the G. Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce. It's on my food scale because I need to make sure I know how much I'm putting in here. And I'm just going to drizzle some of this on the top. And I'm going to stir it up just to make sure that there's an adequate amount in there. Because I really, really like barbecue sauce. And like I said earlier, that is not enough at all. A lot of barbecue sauce is super, super high in calories. This stuff is a great alternative if you want something not super high in sugar, not super high in calories, but still tastes like barbecue sauce. Wow, this is still not enough. I guess I have a lot more in here than I thought I did. Bear with me, guys. So this was about 3 pounds of ground turkey. It was about 2.5 bunches of asparagus and 12.3 ounces of the sugar-free barbecue sauce. And then what I'm going to do, put a container on it. Actually, I misspoke. I measured the weight of the bowl before we started. So now I'm going to measure it again now that it's got everything in it. So it is 79 ounces with everything in it. The bowl itself weighs 8 ounces. So that means there's 71 ounces of actual food within this bowl. So what I'm going to do in my Fitness Pal is make this whole recipe 71 servings. So when I'm dishing it up for myself, I know that 1 serving equates to 1 ounce. So now I got that figured out, what I'm going to do is pop this guy in the refrigerator, and this is literally it. Honestly, so simple, easiest meal prep you could ever do. Protein, carbs, healthy fats. Love this one. So I think this is the last thing that I have to do for the meal prep. So what I have here is Brussels sprouts. I have a bunch of sweet potatoes that I diced, and I have some broccoli, and this is not as much broccoli as I thought it was going to be, but that's fine. I'll just buy more when I need it. I just want to complain for a second. Like, these 3 vegetables are probably the flippin' hardest vegetables to cut, and it's so like every single Brussels sprout you gotta cut at the bottom and like peel the outside layer, and sweet potatoes are hard as a rock, but complaint over. So what I did, I am using cooking spray just because it's easier. I am all about the easy. So I'm spraying some cooking spray on the pan. I'm going to spray the top of all of this. I have got salt and pepper, because honestly salt and pepper is probably the best way to roast vegetables. Like I said before, it doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be food. So the oven is preheated to 400 degrees right now, and it is really hot in this kitchen. So that took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But anyway, so salt and pepper on all of this. That's why in cooking shows they always prepare stuff and bring out like 4 dishes of the same thing from the back. Anyway, salt, pepper, mix it up a little bit. Make sure the oil and salt and pepper is on everything. Now my hands are really greasy and gross. So, the cooking time on these does vary. So for the Brussels sprouts and for the broccoli, I put these in the oven for 10 minutes, kind of stir them up, and then another 10. With the sweet potatoes, however, those are going to go in for 10 minutes. Multitasking, not good at it. So the sweet potatoes, however, are going to go in for 10 minutes. I'm going to give them a good stir, and then they're going to go in for another 15 because I like my sweet potatoes to be a little more crispy. But all of these can be baked at 400 degrees. So when these suckers come out of the oven, I'm going to kind of show you what the final meal prep is with these veggies. So this is 2 meal preps with the veggies in here. So that's literally everything. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for these veggies to be done. I've got some laundry to put away. I will be back in about 20 to 25 minutes. Alright guys, I think I'm finally done with my meal prep. I'm so happy. So I've got here my roasted broccoli. So this is actually going to go with some chicken I already had prepped from a couple days ago. So it's just diced chicken breast. I sauteed it in a pan with a little salt and a little pepper. I'm also going to be putting some rice with that, as well as some buffalo wing sauce and a little bit of fat-free ranch dressing, which is super good. My mouth is actually watering right now thinking about it. I'm so hungry. But so that's the broccoli. Then over here we have the Brussels sprouts and the sweet potatoes, and these are actually going to go together with the salmon patties that I prepped earlier. So it'll be salmon patties with like 2 or 3 ounces of Brussels sprouts, and probably more like 4 or 5 because I like Brussels sprouts, and a small serving of sweet potatoes with a little bit of fat-free mayonnaise because I love mayonnaise. So I'll be doing that. And then yeah, there's the ground turkey and the asparagus I made earlier. That's literally all there is to it. So like I said, your meal prep doesn't have to be fancy. I've said this so many times throughout this video, and I'm catching myself saying it again. It literally just has to be food. So I'm getting good vitamins from all of my vegetables. I'm getting an adequate amount of protein. I'm getting an adequate amount of carbs. As long as you are getting what you need and you feel good about what you're eating, don't try to overdo it. So many people jump off the meal prepping bandwagon because they try to do so many fancy things. And I get it, because I did that for a long time. Like, I was on Pinterest almost every single week, like looking up millions of recipes. I probably had over 100 pins on my meal prepping board, and I probably only made like 3 or 4 of them. So simplicity is key when it comes to meal prep. So that aside, that is all I have for the day. So as usual, my stats, I think I'm 126 days out, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to double check that. Yeah, because I don't know when this is posting, so I don't know how far I'll be at. At this current moment in time, I'm 126 days out. So there'll be my stats, how many days out, all my show information, as well as my coaching information will be in the notes. As for the specific notes to this, Odie has this little stuffed bunny, if you can hear him jingling in the background, that he's waving around like a crazy boy. Come here, load up. Hi. Yeah, that smells really good, doesn't it? So yes, all of my show information will be in the notes, as well as the kind of breakdowns of each one of these recipes off, and the macros on all of them. So thank you much. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them below. I'd be so happy to answer them. And don't forget to hit subscribe. I will see y'all very soon.